A Texan nationalist claimed the Lone Star State breaking away from the Union could absolutely be closer than we think. Amid the ongoing standoff with federal authorities over the Texas-Mexico border. That's actually annoying. Tensions surged after the Supreme Court ruled on January 22nd in a narrow 5-4 verdict that federal agents can remove razor wire placed along the border on the orders of Texas Governor Greg Abbott in a bid to reduce immigration crossings. So the federal government is telling them what these states can and cannot do. In response, Abbott said that he was invoking Texas constitutional authority to defend and protect itself against what he described as an invasion, with 25 other Republican governors releasing a joint statement expressing their support for his support to the organization. He argued that Abbott's policies is, in fact, Texas standing up for our rights, the law, and our sovereignty. We're at a point where Texas is on everyone's mind, both those for it and those against it. The border issue has now become at the forefront of the news cycle, and the Texas has become the natural, logical extension of what's happening down on the border. The issue is the border. It's immigration, right? Texas is like, dude, we're getting overrun. They just keep coming in here, crossing illegally. And, it's people crossing from all over the world, of course. It's not like just Mexicans or South America. These are people from all over the world. All over the world. And there's more and more Chinese nationals, which is crazy because China is the second largest economy, but you'd think those people would want to stay there, right? It shows what their opportunities are, and how much BS their news spouts to their people, right? But the whole border issue, it's like Texas is trying to do something on its own about like, hey, we need to do something about this. And the U.S. government says, no, they don't even do anything. If you do something, we're going to contradict it. Yeah, there's issues, whatever. And it's frustrating because who do you think these people are going to vote for when they have the ability to vote? Gosh, I know this episode is going to be very political, and I don't want to be political at all, but sometimes you just can't help it. Because look at the example of Arizona. Arizona used to be deep ruby red state. Now it's purple, and now it has a liberal Democrat and 2 liberal senators. Texas could follow pursuit like that if this situation keeps going. If Texas peace and security is being disrupted by illegals flooding into their state, they have every right to do something about it, to protect themselves, to kick people out who cross illegally. Like, you're not welcome. You didn't do the legal process. Here, the federal government is telling them what they can and cannot do. They're basically just telling them, let these people in. Like, you take care of them, not us. We want no part of it. And I get it. They have the state alone has every right to do it. How can they not? And look what this federal government's doing. Now you're causing Texas to really think about, just parting ways with the union. And it's not the first time Texas has talked about this. Of course, let's be real. Texas does this all the time. But I wouldn't doubt it if it actually happens under Biden, because their administration is like out of control, dude. They're a bunch of do-nothings, right? And again, I'm not saying I'm a Democrat or Republican. I believe there's been some good Democrat presidents lately, and there's been some good Republican presidents lately, but holy crap, Biden, like, who supports you, man? Seriously, like, this administration's out of control. So why don't they just cherry pick laws of like what's to enforce and what we don't have to enforce? Or like, why even have the law then? Have a discussion why you don't want to enforce the law. Okay, let's see what this is about.
Governor Greg Abbott refusing to give up control of the Texas border to federal officials, ignoring the administration's deadline to get access to Shelby Park by keeping federal agents out. That deadline is today. Instead, Abbott is installing more razor wire following the Supreme Court's decision, allowing federal agents to remove
this was like 2 weeks ago.
Texas now receiving support from 25 Republican governors, all backing Abbott's border actions while blaming the Biden administration for the crisis. Former President Trump wants to take it one step further, encouraging these states to deploy their National Guardsmen to Texas to prevent illegal crossings. I want to bring in New York Congresswoman Claudia Tenney. Congresswoman, your reaction to these 25 states, this is half the country, and we should say that Governor Kristi Noem already says, absolutely, I will send our National Guard members down to the border, if I'm asked?
Yeah, well, this is a catastrophe at the border. As you know, I just want to weigh in from New York. We have a far left liberal governor who just put $2.4 billion more into protecting illegal immigrants in the state of New York. And I just had a roundtable conference with all different types of law enforcement members, including Customs and Border Patrol, because I represent the northern border of New York. And they described to me a situation where so many of them have been displaced to the southern border because of the catastrophe there. And so we are leaving ourselves vulnerable everywhere. And the fact that the Supreme Court is coming down against Texas on this case, we'll see where it ultimately ends up.
What's crazy is that the Supreme Court is 6-3 conservative. 6 members are conservative, 3 are liberal. And how most of them said, oh yeah, the federal government can do this. They can tell Texas what they can and cannot do. It's like Texas is like, dude, is there something wrong with the federal government that you can't comprehend what the hell's happening? Like screw you guys. I have to defend my state at all costs. I have to take care of it. Otherwise, my society, my state's going to crumble. And it's going to turn up to become another California where it's very heavily liberal. And then people move out and they go to their next red state and vote for the same liberal policies. It's like, it's insane. With secession, no more Texans in Congress, the White House, or the Supreme Court, 0 electoral college votes, 0 representation in the U.S. government, and no standing in American courts beyond what a foreign country gets. No guaranteed free trade with the United States, but they'd be their own sovereign state, their own sovereign country. So I'd wonder, how many other countries around the world would support them? Who do you think would support them? I wonder if Argentina would be the first to support Texas, if I were to bet, especially with their new president. How many crying about the border issues, especially the unemployed, have stepped forward to do the jobs immigrants are grateful to have? Border issues have been around well before the administration, and not one has done anything about it. Stop the griping. Okay, hold on. I wouldn't say it's a border issue. We've had our moments of processing a lot of immigrants, and this was during the George W. Bush era, because just like this person mentioned, the jobs that Americans are ungrateful to have, or too grateful to take, too good to take, right? Like picking fruit and stuff. I mean, yeah, we needed a labor force to do jobs Americans did not want to do. But it had nothing to do with open borders, right? Right now, we have a problem with open borders, and we have a flood of illegal immigrants. There's a different argument for illegal immigrants coming and illegals coming. The real problem is the illegals coming. The legal process does need improvement. Yes, I agree with you there, but it is a different discussion. We can't really have that discussion until we really figure out the border issue and illegal immigration. As a proud Texan and American, secession would be the easy way out. I despise the direction our country has gone in recent years, but running away is not the answer. That is what the immigrants are doing. Leaving instead of fighting for better government. These colors don't run. Is secession the answer? I feel like immigration shouldn't be what crosses over to secession. I think there has to be more drastic measures. What I think is that we'll end up having a Republican president. It'll probably be Trump. I really think it's going to be that, because Biden is, I don't know what's going on with him. He's out there. He's gone, right? And I think Trump is coming back unless there is some shenanigans that prevents him from being president. It's looking like that way. He keeps getting sued and whatnot. They're trying to prevent him, saying, certain amendments says he can't. And the only way we have real change is when we vote for a new president and representatives and vote for senators, right? So the red wave, I'm surprised that it has not really hit hard, because people are getting really fed up. They're like, dude, I'm tired of being carrot sticked. I'm tired of all these false promises that Democrats make, and all of a sudden my taxes are going up. I can't afford anything now. I'd rather just go back, because it was only 4 years ago, and not too long ago, we were in a better position financially. Now people are really feeling it. A state attempting to succeed from the Union will quickly suffer a military defeat. I don't think it would come to blows. I think there just needs to be some more greater negotiation going on. But I think Texas could be a good leader about, hey, stop effing around. We need something done at the border. But I really think liberals, this current administration just wants people to come in. Because what are they going to most likely vote for? If you were to think about it, who are they going to most likely vote for? Democrat or Republican, right? The Democrat Party of we promise you all this stuff party, right? We promise you all this stuff, free stuff, free stuff. Just vote for us. And then most of those policies that they throw is just they're carrot sticking you. They're just dangling a carrot in front of you. Go vote for. Oh, we couldn't because Republicans stopped us. But we're going to keep fighting for you. And then nothing ever happens. I'd rather just have my own personal responsibility, my own personal freedom. Gosh, as I get older, I become more conservative. It's crazy. I think that's enough for this video. It's pretty long. So please write in the comments below. I do read them. Please like and hit the subscribe button. Thanks for your time. Bye.